Greetings, Elder Black Light. Asking the question, are you of those who are in the world, but not of this world? Because the devil always shows his horns. Are you in this world, but not of this world? Many come, but few are chosen. There are those of us who are in the world, but not of this world. Those are the words of the one, aka Jesus, the Christ. And in this world, it's a world of hell and deception. And people talk about traitors and hypocrites. These brothers and sisters that are black don't know their culture. So when Allah came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad to teach you what is Islam, he broke it down like this. Islam is the law. And we are those that were born into the law. We are made up of the law. And that's the will of the Most High, the will of the Creator. And when you're in this world right here, the world of Satan or the devil, he wants you to bow down to him. And there are many that do. When in the devil's world, when in hell, do as those that in hell do. But there are those of us who are in hell, but not of hell. We know who we are, but by us being not as one, then it's hard for us to go back to our own culture. I don't know if you know what I mean, but this is what Jesus was saying. And they crucified him, or tried to crucify him. Check this out.
Saying, "This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased." Then was Jesus led up of the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted of the devil. And when he had fasted 40 days and 40 nights, he was afterward an hungered. And when the tempter came to him and said, "If thou be the Son of God, command that these stones be made bread." But he answered and said, "It is written, Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of God." Then the devil taketh him up into the holy city, and setteth him on a pinnacle of the temple, and saith unto him, "If thou be the Son of God, cast thyself down. For it is written, He shall give his angels charge concerning thee, and in their hands they shall bear thee up, lest at any time thou dash thy foot against a stone." Jesus said unto him, "It is written again, Thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy God." Again the devil taketh him up into an exceeding high mountain, and sheweth him all the kingdoms of the world, and the glory of them, and saith unto him, "All these things will I give thee, if thou wilt fall down and worship me." Then saith Jesus unto him, "Get thee hence, Satan, for it is written, Thou shalt worship the Lord thy God, and him only shalt thou serve." Then the devil leaveth him, and, behold, angels came and ministered unto him. Now when Jesus had heard that John was cast into prison, he departed into Galilee. And leaving Nazareth, he came and dwelt in Capernaum, which is...
When Master Farad came to Detroit in 1930, Detroit has always been the forerunner of Islam in the wilderness. They say Noble Drew Ali was. But we didn't have the information or the history until Master Farad came. So the devil tried to make us bow down to his world. And that's where we at right now. That's why George Floyd and so many other brothers are being crucified. It's past due for our resurrection. My only advice on this video is, after you see this, be in the world but not of the world. Keep fighting.
In 1969, the police versus the community. I think in some ways it's going to really remind you of issues today, and in other ways things have changed and improved. Anymore, do you ever see live television of multiple sides of the partisan divide talking to each other, even though the talk is rough? I'm very interested to see what you think about now. For example, things changed.
This policeman. Numerous other things here, if you want me to mention them, will say here. Now we've got to get these four-legged and two-legged beasts. We know none of them are the brothers and sisters are going to stand for this dog business.
Well, what's the motive behind this sort of? What's the motive behind this sort of propaganda, Mr. Kowaleski?
I'll tell you what it is: to stir up the hostility between the police and the members of the minority group. You saw two perfect examples here tonight of why there is hostility toward the police. Just take one good long look at Reverend Cleage when he says that we are the enemy, that we are the invader. And this is the man that says here that white policemen are the ones who are enforcing the laws for the white power structure. What is Reverend Cleage going to do when he gets... What's Reverend Cleage going to do?
Mr. Kowaleski, let me ask you a question.
Black power...
I'd
like to know from Mr. Kowaleski, number one, if he knows of any case in the black community where there are automatic weapons.
Do I know of any case?
Yes.
Wasn't it recently that we just rounded up 15 people in the city of Newark for an arsenal of automatic weapons?
I don't believe
automatic?
so.
You don't believe
No,
so?
I would like to
Why don't you read the Newark Evening News?
I do. I read it very
closely. Except for when you're in there, Mr. Kervin.
I read it very closely.
Mr. Kervin, I would like to ask you a question.
I'd like to also ask
if I gave you this file here that's filled with hundreds of people that have been locked up for carrying guns recently?
I'd like to ask you another question, Mr. Kowaleski.
All right.
Do you believe that there has ever been a case of police brutality against a black citizen in the city of Newark?
Now, that all depends on what you consider to be police brutality. I'm going to answer your question.
Physical abuse of a citizen in the city. Physical abuse in the city.
Now, listen, if I was to say that...
Do you believe that there has ever been a case?
An isolated
Let me tell you one little story. Let me tell you one little story. Let me tell you one little story, Mr. Kowaleski. There was a woman by the name of Ida Brown. She was arrested by two police officers and charged with assaulting them.
In Newark?
In Newark. She was Negro. She was brought to trial. In a conversation during the trial, a prosecutor heard these police officers talk about how they had rigged this story against this woman. He removed himself from the case and took the witness stand himself and testified as to what he had heard. The case was dismissed. The interesting thing is that these two police officers have still to today not had charges brought against them for perjury or either departmental charges.
I would like to ask you a question.
Mr. Kervin, I'll answer that. I don't know about the departmental charges, but I know that as a result of that particular incident...
Were there perjury charges filed against these police officers?
That's up to the county prosecutor. It's not up to the Newark police.
What do you mean it's up to the Newark police?
I said it's not up to the Newark police. Let me say this, Mr. Kervin. To admit that to say that there aren't isolated cases of police brutality would be a bold-faced lie.
Number one, in the city of Philadelphia here, a colored man came forward and squealed on Ram.
On what, sir?
RAM. It's a colored organization. A Revolutionary Action Movement. Now, this organization had hired him to shoot and kill the police commissioner, the mayor of Philadelphia, and the district attorney of Philadelphia. And he pointed out to the police and to the FBI where the potassium cyanide was stashed away, so that when they started the riot, they were going to poison 1,500 policemen. Now, I want to ask this reverend over in Detroit, who is the leader of the colored people in Detroit? Because I have a book here, Reader's Digest, which is a very respected book, and it states that the New York Times said that the executive secretary of the NAACP in the city of Detroit condemns the police because they didn't put force into the riot area soon enough. Now, do they want force or don't they want force?
Chief Jenkins, can you pull some of these things together from your point of view and get some balance out of this discourse?
Well, I'd like to say at this point that I regret that more police chiefs did not appear on this program tonight because I don't think they've been well represented. Now, this program...
This is part 1. Stay tuned for part 2.